The movie centers on an AI robot called Daryl, which means Data Analyzing Robot Youth Lifeform. Daryl serves as an experiment in artificial intelligence run by TASCOM, an organization from the government. Even though he looks like a normal boy who is 10 years old on the outside, Daryl has a brain that works like a very advanced small computer with amazing abilities. These abilities cover super quick reactions, great skills at doing many tasks at once, and the power to break into and control other systems on computers. The army paid for the Daryl project because they wanted to make a better kind of soldier. One day, a scientist named Dr. Mulligan, who worked on the project, gets worried about using Daryl for bad reasons, so he chooses to set him free. While he escapes with Daryl, the people from TASCOM follow them using a helicopter. The scientist attempts to lose the helicopter, but he fails to do so. With no other options left, he halts the car and lets Daryl go in a forest full of mountains in South Carolina. After that, he tries to get away from the helicopter on his own, but the chase finishes with Dr. Mulligan sending his car over a cliff, which causes his sad death. At the same time, an older pair of people finds Daryl, and they take him to a home for orphans in the made-up town of Barkington in South Carolina. He experiences a few checks by doctors, and it comes out that he has lost his memory and does not remember who he really is. In the end, he ends up living with Joyce and her husband named Andy Richardson as people who foster him. It happens that the pair cannot have kids of their own, so they wish to take in a child through adoption. But to get approval for that, they need to take care of a foster child first. The pair feels glad to have Daryl, but they soon see that his ways of acting with others are a bit weak. So they show him to the family next door called the Fox family, which has Howie, Elaine, their girl Sherry, and their playful boy Turtle. In the following part, Turtle makes friends with Daryl, and they spend time near the lake. The first one shows surprise that Daryl can recall some stuff like his name and how to read, but he has no memory of anything else about his life. Daryl says that doctors told him he has lost his memory. He wishes that someday his real mom and dad might come to get him. Then Turtle brings him to his house, and they try a game named Pole Position on the computer that belongs to Sherry. Daryl gets very interested in the game, and he plays it at a speed and skill level that no regular person can reach, which shocks everyone a lot. He also starts to watch how people act and what they do every day, and he fails to understand why Turtle keeps picking on his sister all the time. The day after that, Daryl attends school for his first time ever and surprises the teacher with his very good skills in learning. Later on, Andy shows him how to play baseball. But Daryl amazes him with his natural talents in baseball. This brings joy to Andy, because now he can picture his baseball team beating the team of his enemy Bull Mackenzie, which is called the Warriors in the game. He gets Daryl to agree not to share with anyone about his amazing baseball talents, since he fears that the coach of the Warriors named Bull Mackenzie might find a method to keep him from joining the game. But the idea of hiding secrets does not make sense to the robot who looks like a child. So he soon runs to share with his foster mom about how he played the game. Daryl also starts to find out about how boys feel drawn to girls. Even though he does not get it fully, he thinks that all kinds of learning count as knowledge, and so it must be positive. One day, Andy takes Daryl to the machine for getting money to take out some cash, but the machine says there is not enough money because of a problem in the bank's computer system. Then Daryl handles the issue himself and fixes the mistake. Yes, he also changes the computer to display $1.4 million in the account of Andy, without Andy knowing about it. After that, Daryl and Andy head to the school to get ready for the baseball match. Back at the house, Joyce chats with her pals, and she says she feels not needed as a mom since Daryl acts like such a perfect child and handles all his tasks on his own. He presses his own outfits, sets up his own bed, and shines his own shoes. She mentions that he acts like a better mom compared to her. Turtle hears the talk by accident, and later on, Joyce and his mom drive him to school. The match in baseball begins between the team of Andy and the other team called the Warriors, which Bull Mackenzie leads. The Mohawks fall behind at the start, until Daryl steps in and fast changes how the game goes. All people feel pleased with how he plays, but this causes Joyce to feel even more not wanted. During the pause, Daryl notices it and speaks to Turtle about the issue. The second one says that grown-up people can be hard to understand. He tells that they enjoy feeling like they help you improve. So you need to do wrong things now, and then so the grown-ups think you learn from them. Turtle suggests to Daryl to keep his room dirty at times, so Joyce can tidy it up after him. After the pause ends, the match goes on, and Daryl on purpose lets himself get out by failing to hit all 3 pitches. Turtle feels shocked, and he says to him that he does not need to lose the whole match. But Daryl replies that the match does not matter more than Joyce. He also speaks in a rude way to Andy, saying he no longer cares about the match. Joyce sees what happens and feels surprised by how he acts. But she walks over to chat with him and kindly says that making errors is fine, but he should not speak to people he cares about in that manner. When he hears this, Daryl at last sees the error and the pair hug each other. Turtle comes forward and fills the spot as the big hitter instead of Daryl. To the surprise of everyone, he hits a ball that goes all the way for a home run and wins the match for his team, which makes all people very happy. But just when the Richardsons build a real bond with Daryl and feel a fresh kind of joy, their happiness gets broken fast when one day a worker from social services comes and says that the government found the real parents of Daryl. They feel sad, but they choose to help and let Daryl go back to his parents. It shows clearly that the boy who is a robot has grown close to Joyce and Andy, and he wants to stay with them forever. But Andy says to him that he needs to leave with his true parents, since they feel sad without him and have searched for him over many months. The morning after, the parents of Daryl named Ellen and Jeffrey come to pick him up and go home. Turtle feels so upset about it that he cannot say goodbye to Daryl face to face. After some time, the parents take him right to an airport, and they get on a small private plane to fly back to their place. But then it comes out that Ellen and Jeffrey really work as scientists for TASCOM, who act like the parents of Daryl, to bring him back to the place for research in Washington. On the airplane, Daryl keeps himself busy by chatting with the person flying the plane, while Jeffrey talks about how he got away. Dr. Jeffrey mentions that when Dr. Mulligan took Daryl away, it turned out to be the top thing he could do, because it let TASCOM check Daryl in the actual world with regular folks. At the place, they bring back the memory of Daryl, and he goes through a meeting to talk about the important things he learned while staying with the Richardsons. The meeting points out big moments, like when he chose on purpose to fail at hitting the ball in the baseball match, which shows he gets that giving up one item can help gain another item back. Also, they note how Daryl likes ice cream with chocolate taste more than the one with vanilla taste. This shocks Jeffrey, because it leads him to think that Daryl can feel emotions like people do. But Ellen still does not believe it, so Jeffrey chooses to do some tests on body chemicals. They place him in a space with many doctors and start the test, but Daryl says he feels afraid, which is a feeling that no robot can have. In the following part, Dr. Jeffrey tells the results to the top Army leaders in the Pentagon building. The news that Daryl can have feelings like fear from humans makes the Army see the Daryl test as not successful. This shocks Dr. Jeffrey, since he thinks that due to what Dr. Mulligan did, they understand much more about Daryl than before. But the leaders think a robot such as Daryl has no use for the army, and they choose to end the project. The army also tells Dr. Jeffrey to create a grown-up type of Daryl that gets set to learn all things the army shows. A soldier with no fear, great skills in tech, and power to destroy. Then Dr. Jeffrey goes to give the sad news to Daryl, but after spending so much time on him, he feels close to him. He lacks the bravery to say that Daryl will get shut down. Daryl then grabs the chance to ask Dr. Jeffrey to allow the Richardsons and his pal Turtle to come see him. In a surprise move, Dr. Jeffrey says yes, because he thinks they should get to see him one final time before he gets taken apart. Soon after, Joyce, Andy, Turtle, and the dad of Turtle reach TASCOM. Dr. Jeffrey greets them at the place and shares the real facts about Daryl, which shocks them a lot. They struggle to accept it, but when Dr. Jeffrey displays some of the super features of Daryl that go beyond human, they feel amazed. Dr. Jeffrey adds that the doctors at the orphan home from the government could not see that Daryl was a robot, since the robot section stays only in his head. Then Daryl at last meets his family again and gives them warm hugs. This touches Dr. Jeffrey so deeply that he picks the hard choice to set him free for good. After he sends the family to their home, Dr. Jeffrey makes a scheme to sneak Daryl away from the place. But Dr. Allen finds out about the scheme and tells the top person in the army. That person fast gets to the hospital and tells Dr. Jeffrey to end Daryl along with Dr. Ellen. With no options left, the sad scientist follows the order. After that, the top army person checks that Daryl got ended, while Dr. Jeffrey leaves the place in anger. But in a big change of events, it comes out that the boy who is a robot still lives. Dr. Jeffrey in some way got Dr. Ellen to agree not to end the life of Daryl, and he sneaked him out of the place. The scheme of the doctor soon gets found out, and a strong chase with cars happens after. They succeed in losing the police cars, but when Dr. Jeffrey gets a bad shot wound that kills him, Daryl starts to cry as Dr. Jeffrey passes away in his arms. Now at this spot, he has begun to behave just like a real person. In the part that follows, Daryl reaches an airport for the army and succeeds in taking a jet for fighting. He flies it toward his home close to the border of the U.S., but the army warns to explode him in the sky if he fails to land in 5 minutes. But Daryl says no to that, and right before the countdown finishes, he jumps out of the plane using a parachute and drops near the lake from before in the film. Sadly, he falls right into the lake and starts to sink since he lacks knowledge of swimming. It looks like no chance remains, and the main character will pass away. But at that exact time, Turtle shows up like a hero and drags his pal out of the lake. Then they rush Daryl to the hospital, but in a sad way, the doctors say Daryl has died. This breaks Turtle's heart, and he cries hard. But he says no to believing that Daryl can pass away since he is a robot. Air gives power to a brain of a person, and the brain of Daryl works like a small computer that cannot pass away. When a person dies, it means the brain stops. Turtle has the right idea, and the Richardsons in a secret way get help from Dr. Ellen to make Daryl live again. At the close, the boy who is a robot at last meets his family again and gives them joyful hugs.